Achtung is an advertising agency in Amsterdam, and it consists of a bunch of international people, I think about 30, and consists of designers, conceptors, and producers, basically.
Yeah, well, it was founded by two people from LBI, Lost Boys in Amsterdam, Dick Bushman and Mervyn Tendam. And yeah, they were working on a lot of corporate web stuff, and then they wanted to be, thought the potential was way bigger with the internet and especially Flash at that time, so they wanted to do more campaigns and more exciting stuff for brands, basically.
Well, the company is actually pretty flat structure-wise. Like it's only 30 people, so it's not like there's a massive hierarchy. But basically, a team usually consists of a creative team, like designers, art directors, and yeah, a producer who gets it all together. I think depending on obviously the scale of the project, it's usually a team of 5 to 7 people.
I think mainly we're looking for kind of T-shaped talents, people who are, since we are that quite few and we do a very broad spectrum, everything from service designs to advertising campaigns, many people who are able to do everything, and we don't really have dedicated roles, we don't have really dedicated UX people or stuff like that, so people need to be really broad but also have great knowledge in what they do. So I think we're looking for people who knows a broad spectrum of things.
Yeah. Yeah, and to add to that, I think definitely in terms of designers, all the designers that we have around, they're all really good at something, but they can serve a lot of different things. And I think the second part, it's because it's obviously always hard work. We always look for people who want to go that extra mile to make something that they're really proud of. I think by now, basically every project has at least some part of mobile in it. It depends on the problem that we're trying to solve, obviously, and sometimes that means that some projects are purely mobile. Sometimes it's, if we want to go for a full-blown desktop experience, it's that, and we make sure to cater for mobile, but mobile is always taken apart. So it's a massive part of the business.
Yeah, we always try to put the content first and see what is the best way to present the content and what is the problem that we have to solve, and then we always try to choose the best solution for that, and whether it's only on mobile or mainly focus on desktop, that's just based on the project itself.
It all comes down to the problem that we're trying to solve. So if a problem needs a solution that can be solved best with mobile, it's, for instance, we're gonna go with that. And we always think, like Rickard said, it's always starting off with the content and then seeing on which platform that content is experienced in the best way.
Well, lately we've been using more and more WebGL, because that's also a point, like when Achtung started out, they did a lot of really great Flash experiences, because that was in time then, and then was the main thing people did. And what's exciting about the new technologies that are being implemented now is that we can get back to those really deep experiences where you can use technology and really enhance experiences.
Yeah, yeah. We're actually now working on a project where we're actually using brain scans as well. So it partly relates to the web, because there's going to be a web platform for it. But we always try to look for new technologies like Oculus Rift, like brain scan, stuff like that, to make stuff a bit more exciting.
Yeah, always trying to find like a twist to it, because yeah, just making a really great experience, that's something that people can do, but we always try to mix in some surprising element into it. Well, I think that's a really strong point about Achtung. I mean, we don't have in-house development, so we're depending on, because if we would do that, we would need, since we do a really broad spectrum, we would need really specialized talents everywhere. But instead, we're working with dedicated partners. So we really assess the project and see what we need in the expertise, and then we have partners that we work with and team up with them to really have the best cutting edge production that we can have.
Yeah. Yeah, and it also like sometimes we need iOS development, sometimes we need Android development, sometimes we need a great WebGL experience, and sometimes we need film. And some parties do film and web together, some parties do only film, some do only web. So I think that way gives us also a lot of flexibility in terms of what solution we think of, because we don't have to think of, okay, what can our developers do? We can always think of a partner that can fix it.
Yeah, and I think that's also a great point. Like, I think all the designers at Achtung are really staying on point and updated with the technologies. And I think most of us, know front end and stuff, and we're always trying to stay updated so we know how stuff works, so we can work really closely with the developers as well.
I think most of the inspiration that we get for a project usually comes from the project itself. Like, for instance, like you said, with the brain scan thing, then we research stuff into neuroscience, and then with some other projects we go into the matter of the project itself, where we get the inspiration from. And then in terms of studios and designers, I think there's a lot of well-known agencies and designers who produce a lot of good stuff, but also know there's often a lot of shit stuff produced. And I think the most exciting stuff often comes from the designers and studios that I haven't even heard of, and just comes out with like a one-day fly that is amazing. And I think that's like the more surprising stuff from people you don't know of. I think the stuff that gets exciting the most.
Yeah, I think it's great because I think it's kind of a change. Back in the days it was more like the huge production studios did all the best work, but I think more and more it's like all these talented smaller studios do really good work, because I don't think you need that massive amount of people. And yeah, I think it's a change. Well, I think it's like the more and more that web becomes part of our lives and integrated in everything, I think web is going to be less of a single concept. It's going to be more just a part of our everyday life and communication. So I think it's just going to be more and more integrated into everything. So I think it's just growing.
Yeah, I think it's a bit up to us. I mean, we're designing and building the future in that sense. So I think we're at the start of that.
Well, I think, to me, it's like whenever I go into a project, for me, I always try to aim for making stuff that are worthy of that. And I think that's, when it comes down to some awards like that, advertising awards, that doesn't mean that much to me, because it's more about, the overall concept and stuff. And to me, the side of the day is just like an approval of my work.
Yeah, true. I think it's always like a recognition that you're doing the good thing. And it's not yet an award that's really recognized among a lot of our clients yet, but I'm sure it'll be like that. And so yeah, I think that's about it.